What's poppin', guys? It's Banana here, and today we are featuring Jesse Beard's team, which is a team from Oceania Championships, International Championships. This is a very meta team, but also off meta at the same time. Hear me out. It's got Gastrodon, which you guys, that's the first thing, like everyone's eyes are like, Gastrodon? Like what? That's off meta. We've got Grimmsnarl. We don't even really need to talk about Grimmsnarl. It's got screens, but it has Misty Terrain instead of Fake Out or Protect. Arcanine actually has a Fire Terror type, which I thought was peculiar. But it does have Psychic Fangs to help you with future Grimmsnarl matchups. I do not think that's going to be useful at all for us. I think I'm going to prefer to have Protect on Arcanine. But we'll see today. We will see. I think it was good for the tournament. I don't know if it'll be good for the ladder. We got Iron Hands here with Citrus Berry instead of the Assault Vest. So Arcanine and Iron Hands actually swapped items. Iron Hands has Wild Charge, and it also has Protect. It's kind of a weird team. Like, it's very meta, but off meta. Gastrodon with the Fire Terror. You've never seen a Fire type Gastrodon. It's got awesome moves. It has no recovery other than Recover. It does have Covert Cloak to avoid, like, you know, different status attacks that can come from additional effects. And we've got Fluttermane that has a really nice move set. Fluttermane is kind of operating like a Golden Go, where it's got Power Gem. And then lastly, we have a very normal Talonflame, but it does have Sharp Beak, and nobody on this team has Focus Sash. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. A meta but off meta team. If you guys enjoy the content, if you guys are excited to see this team, definitely drop a like, definitely drop a sub. We are trying to grow this channel to the moon and back. I also want to give a current shout out and thanks. I know this has been a long intro, but a current shout out and thanks to our subs that we currently have. On my birthday, March 1st, I was asking for 10 subs. We were at like 7. Now we're at 15. So it's insane that we've gotten like 8 subs in 10 days. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Let's hop into these battles. My boy Keon. Who cares? Carry on with that nonsense. Misty Terrain protects us from dragon moves. It also protects us from status, but I don't think I actually need the Misty Terrain. They do have a Talonflame, so I could match their Tailwind. Their team is pretty fast in general. My team is not fast in general. Like Arcanine and Fluttermane appreciate the Tailwind along with Talonflame, but aside from that, my team is not very fast. So I think what I could do instead is actually just go straight up for the defense. Go for the Reflecting Light screens. I think Arcanine feels relatively safe, mainly because I don't think that they're going to bring King Gambit in the beginning. Arcanine also has Assault Vest. Iron Hands can come in the back, and I want Gastro. Hear me out. I really want Gastro. I really desperately want Gastro in the back. But I also know Fluttermane makes a lot of sense. I'm going Gastro. I don't care how this turns out. I don't even care how this turns out. Gastro is probably better for Trick Room teams though, huh? I'm holding on to my horses, but I'm going with Gastro, and I think the Fire Terra at the end of the game could actually really be kind of clutch. Like, yo, hear me out. At the end of this day, what we're figuring out right now is Fluttermane or Gastrodon better? I think we all know the answer to that one, but but we are gonna try out the Fluttermane. I mean the Gastrodon. They're gonna bring out their Fluttermane, and they're gonna try out their Fluttermane. The Intimidate has 0 support, and I don't even have. He's Fire Terror. I don't even have a way to protect myself from this at all. Oh god. Arcanine is probably just going down here, because if they go for a Power Gem plus what, a Moonblast, I could maybe bring in Gastro. No, not like this. I didn't want it to be like this. I'm gonna Snarl first. I think Psychic Fangs would go crazy, but I'm just gonna Snarl. We have Assault Vest plus Light Screen. Fingers crossed we can survive the double up. Dazzling Gleam is going to do absolutely nada to Arcanine. Sludge Bomb is going to KO our Grim. Okay, so we get a free Snarl at the end of the day. It's a free Snarl. We can bring in someone else. Free Snarl, free Light Screen. So now it's like everyone on my team has an Assault Vest, you know? Everybody on my team has Assault Vest. I could bring out Gastro. I could Terra Gastro immediately. But I could also bring out Iron Hands and maybe... Sure. Iron Hands is not as bulky as we think it is anymore. But it is pretty bulky because, again, it's like it has the Assault Vest. I'm worried about Gastro coming in too late. But I'm also worried about Arcanine not doing enough damage, if that makes sense. I feel like Gastro would be nice, but Glimmora would easily want to protect itself. I'm going to Drain Punch the Glimmora. And I think we just Snarl again. I don't think there's a whole lot that they can do here. That's decent. That's fine. Sludge Bomb from Glimmora. Don't poison. Okay. So we're good. We're actually good. We can take another round of those attacks. The question is are they even going to go for another round of those attacks? Can they even realistically go for another round of those attacks? Iron Hands is getting a little bit of energy back from Glimmora. Glimmora is going to do even less damage. But this is horrible because now I'm like, oh no. Gastrodon is going to... Gastrodon is going to be hit by the Toxic Spikes. Their Flutter Mane really can't do anything. But I'm like, do I want to leave it on the field? I'm assuming that they didn't actually bring King Gambit. I don't think they brought King Gambit. The problem is I can't actually KO. Oh, yes I can. Okay, so hear me out. We just Wild Charge into Flutter Mane, just in case they brought Gambit. Let's Wild Charge into Flutter Mane. Let's Psychic Fangs the Glimmora, just to knock him out here. They have so little damage that I think he wants to swap at this point. But there's not going to be a comfortable, safe swap here. Let's see who he has. So King Gambit does come out. Very good that we didn't Snarl. Very good that we didn't Snarl. I guess it would have been really nice to Drain Punch the King Gambit. But at the end of the day, you play to your outs. And if I would have Drain Punched the Flutter Mane who didn't swap, I would have been in a pickle. But I guess I kind of knew the Flutter Mane was going to swap, because what damage were they going to put off, right? Iron Hands is still in here a bit. He's still in here, especially with the Citrus Berry recovery. Iron Hands is honestly like, he's in the building. He is in the building. They need to bring Flutter Mane back out. That's their only option. The thing is Flutter Mane is not going to KO my Iron Hands. I could honestly protect... This is so cheeky, but I could honestly protect Iron Hands, attack the Flutter Mane, next turn go into the King Gambit. This is so cheeky, but I know they're not going to see this coming. Because who has Protect on their Iron Hands? Not I. Not I, not any Iron Hands I have ever seen. So I really think this is going to be a nice cheeky call that we can get correct. Let's see what happens. What arena is this? Is this the normal type gem arena? Yeah, it is. This is the normal type gem arena. Interesting. I'm actually a little bit worried, I'm not gonna lie, because the Gambit did not go into a Sucker Punch. So I'm like, uh-oh. That wasn't like the hugest threat, but all three of my Pokemon in the back can knock out King Gambit. So I'm like, we gotta knock out Flutter Mane first, correct? That just makes the most sense. Low kick into the Protect. We're good, we're good. So we do survive a nice little turn. We get a nice cheeky Protect in there. I'm wondering how fast their Gambit is at this point. Ooh, and they also have Bundle. Bundle could honestly just straight up take out Arcanine here. And Bundle is really threatening onto my Gastro. Who protects? Who commits protect? I think I just E-speed this. I don't love this play, but like Arcanine could go down to a Hydro, and I'm like, at this point, I just want to make sure, yeah, I want to make sure Bundle gets out of here. Why would they Hydro my Iron Hands? Why would they Hydro the Iron Hands? That doesn't even add up. That doesn't even compute. That literally does not even compute. I probably, you know what, I'm realizing I could have just brought in Gastrodon if I was so afraid of the Hydro Pump. Alright, well, that's GG's. To be fair, Gastrodon was brought to this game, guys. Gastrodon is, in fact, in the back. Iron Hands is just such a beast. And Arcanine did his thing. I used Psychic Fangs once as well. Psychic Fangs onto the Glimmora was actually a good call. Do I have to swap? I actually don't at all. It makes no sense to swap. He's probably going to cancel the battle. It makes no sense for me to swap, yeah. Well, GG's. Match number 1. Uno. Uno and O. Oh my gosh. Anytime I see Indeedee Armarouge, my heart drops to my stomach a little bit. And I'm sure everyone else's does too, right? Especially when you see the Torkoal as well, and you're like, oh god. And they got Bundle if they needed speed. They got big Garganackle. I'm like, oh god, what are we doing to this team? Lose. Yeah, we just lose into this team. I could bring out Grim and immediately Misty Terrain to stop their, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Bring out Grim and Misty Terrain, bring out Arcanine and Snarl. In the back, we have options. We got options. Obviously, Talonflame is not one of them, but Gastrodon feels really good into Torkoal, especially with Earth Power. And I'm like, Iron Hands just never feels like a bad option. I feel like Iron Hands is one of the best Pokemon in this gen right now. I got Fluttermane with Power Gem into Torkoal. I got Fluttermane with Shadow Ball into Garganackle, kind of, sort of, right? I've got Fluttermane with Moonblast into the Tusk. Iron Hands has what into Tusk? Nothing into Tusk. He can definitely take care of a Garganackle. But I have nothing for Tusk. I think I made a mistake here. I think I really made a mistake here. I think the problem is I need Gastrodon for Torkoal just to guarantee that I knock out Torkoal. I need Gastrodon for Torkoal. Because Fluttermane can't really knock out Torkoal if a Trick Room goes up. I guess Fluttermane plus Iron Hands would have been better. So no Gastrodon, but Fluttermane plus Iron Hands actually would have been the best play. Because Fluttermane could knock out Torkoal, assuming that they don't get Trick Room up. And Iron Hands with Swords Dance can knock out Garganackle. So honestly, that would have been the much better play. Instead, I went with Gastrodon again. So we're going to get to see the Slug. I was thinking Gastrodon can knock out Torkoal, but I was like, I'm at a loss with Garganackle. So we'll see what we can do here. Let's go for Misty Terrain, turn 1, and a nice little Snarl. Misty Terrain plus a Snarl. Hopefully they don't have Dazzling Gleam, right? Are they that fast? They're not that fast. You're not that fast, big dog. You ain't that fast, big dog. Snarl, Misty Terrain, that's like a Light Screen and a Misty Terrain at the same time. Like, we just bodied them with that turn. We honestly just bodied them with that turn. And we got Assault Vest. That did way too much damage. Holy cow. After a Snarl plus Assault Vested, that did so much damage. We'll Snarl again plus Light Screen. Just get it popping. And if they go for a taunt on this turn, then we have free Spirit Breaks flying through. So I'm cool with this turn. This will definitely allow Arcanine to survive like at least 2 more Expanding Forces. At least 2 more of these. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Like, they're at like kind of like -3. They're at -2 plus Light Screen and plus Assault Vest. They're at like -4, you know? Like, Arcanine can absolutely take these now. They do have Trick Room though. So now they have some options of what they can do. Whatever they want to do is what they can do. They can't hurt Grim. So I'm still okay with going for the Spirit Break. Just like, do I want to Spirit Break the Armor Rouge or the Indeedee for more damage? I think I Spirit Break Indeedee slot and Snarl again. I could also E-Speed the Armor Rouge. Yeah, E-Speed the Armor Rouge. Spirit. Oh, they went first. Follow me. That's fine, because I still get this damage off into, that was such little damage. I would have much rather snarled there. Okay, that's fine. We can still snarl and Spirit Break again. That's not doing... Oh my gosh, the crit mattered. I know that would not have knocked out without a crit, bro. You know good and doggone well that would not have knocked out unless it was a crit. Everybody knows. Everybody knows that would not have knocked me out without a crit. Okay, that's fine. I mean, what am I gonna do? Cry about it? Sit here and cry about it? Here I go for the Protect plus the Snarl. I could also just Terra. I'm not gonna Terra right away. I want to Terra right away. I can Terra Muddy Water. And what do they do to that? What do they do to that? I'm gonna Terra Muddy Water, because at this point, I need to put some pressure on. Because they got that critical hit, I'm like, they could swap into Garganackle or something. They could swap into anybody and, you know, do a little bit of damage, a little bit more damage than I'd like them to do. Of course, the Protect is nice, but honestly, Gastro might be the fastest thing on the field right now. I think Gastro is going to be the fastest thing on the field, especially since they don't terrestrialize. I'm like, oh yeah, we got the Muddy Water going. We got the Muddy Water popping, and Indeedee doesn't die, but we still have the Snarl coming through. And Arcanine has done his job, has he not? Has Arcanine not put in work right here? Arcanine has survived so many attacks and put off so many attacks. I think the biggest problem is now we got the Terrafire Gastrodon sitting in front, and they know what terrestrialization we have. But I figured they would have these two in the back. I definitely knew that they would have these two in the back. I'm going to Earth Power the Guard. Torkoal could probably knock me out in the sun. So I'm just going to E-Speed Torkoal. I'm just going to hit Torkoal. Oh, he avoids the E-Speed. That was smart of him. Definitely was smart of him. This is a little bit problematic because I don't know if Gastrodon can actually knock out the Guard. Guard is taking a lot of damage, but he can Salt Cure and recover properly. If he does Salt Cure and recover properly, we're in a bad place. So now we have to attack and target properly, right? Mist disappears from the battlefield. Do they still have Trick Room up for one more turn? They do. I can't double protect. I can recover. Because I can protect Gastrodon, but like, for what? I mean, actually, hold on, hear me out. If I protect Gastrodon, then I don't take any damage from Torkoal. Then on the next turn, we have speed on Torkoal. This works, this works. I'll protect Gastrodon, make sure Gastrodon takes 0 damage from the eruption, because that honestly could still knock out Gastrodon even though it's a fire type. Let's see what we got here. Big fat Torkoal coming through. I like who they had in the back, but I think we've been outplaying the opponent. I just think maybe our team just wasn't built for this. We just weren't built for this. Oh yeah, the eruption coming through. Yeah, that's gonna do too much damage to Arcanine. Arcanine couldn't do anything other than E-Speed. I wish he had Protect. But at the same time, the Psychic Fangs helped us out previously, so can't really complain much. Alright, so we are taking Salt Cure damage. They are still going to do so much damage with the Eruption. So I'm thinking the two options that we got here is, one, I can go for Torkoal. Oh my gosh, we have another Pokemon in the back. Oh, that makes me feel so good. The game is not over, guys. I really thought these were down to my last two for some reason. We did such a good job handling the Trick Room. Oh my gosh. Wow, Grim and Arcanine handled the entire Trick Room. Now we got two Pokemon that are really healthy against their two Pokemon that are a little bit less healthy than we are. Guard cannot protect, but he can wide guard potentially. So I'm just going to go into this. Power Gem plus Earth Power. If for some reason the Power Gem doesn't KO the Torkoal, which it might not, and it does. We're in here. We're in here. This is... From the preview screen, this is exactly how I was mapping out this game to go. This is exactly how I was mapping out this game to go. I was like, I need the Terra on my Gastrodon. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. And the game has turned out exactly how we wanted it to turn out, honestly. It has turned out exactly how we wanted it to turn out. Gastrodon has the Covert Cloak, which I just now realized, guys. I just realized that Gastrodon has Covert Cloak. So it's actually not even taking Salt Cure damage. It's not even taking Salt Cure damage. Garganacl could never win this. In a 1v1 against my Gastrodon, Gastrodon wins because I got Recover. You can't. You can't win, big dog. You can't. I respect you for trying, but you cannot win. You can't win. If y'all know where that song is from, you can't win. That's from it's from The Wiz. I don't think anybody's gonna know, so I'm just gonna tell you guys. There's a movie called The Wiz, which is it's like The Wizard of Oz. It's basically The Wizard of Oz, but the black version, respectfully. You know what I mean? And so it's got Michael Jackson in it. Michael Jackson is in The Wizard of Oz, guys. And so if you ever hear me screaming and singing, you can't win, like, you can't win, like, it's just so funny how she says it. It's like, you can't win, like, she really screaming and singing, you can't win. Like, that's so disrespectful. GG's to my opponent. All right. This guy has no Series 2 Pokemon, so I'm not going to say it. But I'm going to say it. I'll be embarrassed if I lose to this guy. He has no Series 2 Paradox Pokemon. I'm probably going to lose. Every game I go in, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. How would I know? How would I know it's going to happen? How would I know? They got Trick Room and Tailwind, which is really unfortunate. So I think I'm going to just ignore my Tailwind. Talonflame has not been needed this entire time. Nothing really loves to see Arcanine, but Arcanine does not have Will-O-Wisp, so Arcanine is not as big of a threat as you would think it would be. It's not a huge threat into this team. Gastrodon is actually a decent threat into this team, but, like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is it really about to do? Fluttermane is garbage into this team, if I'm being honest. Unless they bring Baxcalibur in the front, which I just don't see that happening. Iron Hands is decent into this team. I gotta do Iron Hands. I hate it. I don't like this option. Iron Hands is coming. Gastrodon is joining every match. Was Gastrodon in the last match? Yeah, Gastrodon is joining every match, guys. And win or lose, I'm happy to bring the Slug, okay? I'm happy to bring the Slug. I think there was a lot of ways I could have played this, but I don't think there was like one lead that was like perfect for me on this game. So honestly, this is going to be a game where we just see what happens with our opponent. Golly, I was really wishing that the Baxcalibur wasn't going to be first, but since it is, I could go for a Swords Dance, which I wanted to do on turn 1, because I felt like Baxcalibur was not going to, I thought it was going to protect on turn 1. I'm like, I can easily Drain Punch the Baxcalibur. But does it protect here? I'm going for the Swords Dance. I don't care, y'all. I wanted to Swords Dance. For some reason on God's green earth, I wanted to Swords Dance on turn 1. I'm going to go for the Swords Dance. I knew he was going to Will-O-Wisp. Bascal does not protect, which makes me pretty sad here. Definitely pretty sad here. Iron Head. Oh, God. He has Iron Head. What a nice tech. But the Swords Dance is going to actually mitigate the Will-O-Wisp, so that's kind of good. Hear me out, like, that was not a bad turn by any stretch of the imagination for us. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think we have to light screen from here. I think Grim has had his day. Grim has had his day. If they're going for Iron Head, I could bring in Arcanine. I could just bring in Arcanine. Stupid! I could bring in my Arcanine. Drain Punch you to the high heavens. But what does Grim do in the back? That's my question. But screw it. Screw it. Let's think about it later. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. We weren't going to die. We could have used light screen. Oh, no. We could have used light screen, guys. We could have used light screen. We're still going to do decent damage into the Sylveon. Like, Sylveon is not going to appreciate it. Arcanine's taking an Intimidate, so he's also not going to be able to do a lot into Baxcow or anybody. I meant to say Iron Hands or anybody. Simba, Arcanine, whoever his name is. Simba. Sylveon doesn't appreciate that, and Sylveon is in a weird position where, like, Iron Hands is famous for, like, taking a nice chunk from Sylveon. So what we're gonna do is we're definitely gonna Snarl, and we are going to actually protect. They're not even gonna kind of see this coming. Oh no, I could have Drain Punched there. I could have honestly Drain Punched. I should have Drain Punched. I should have Drain Punched the Garganacl. Oh God. That's fine though. It's fine. Because Sylveon is going to do less and less and less and less and less and less and less damage every turn. Every single turn, Sylveon will do less damage. And Sylveon is slower than my Arcanine, so we're actually going to get a second Snarl off, which is going to bring them to -1 now that they have their Throat Spray. And Iron Hands is going to be able to just hang in here. They did not Terrestrialize yet, so I would assume Garganacl has the Terra Ghost. So I don't really want to mess with that yet, right? However, what we can do is Snarl again. And go for the... I could Swords Dance again. If I Swords Dance again, I just don't get any HP. I'm Swords Dancing again because Sylveon is not going to kill me. It's not going to knock me out here. No way. It's not going to knock me out. They do go for the Terra Ghost, as expected. We're going to Swords Dance. We're going to start Drain Punching everything, getting all of our HP back, and eventually we're going to hit Garganacl for crazy amounts of damage. So that's perfect. Oh, man, what a great turn by us. What a great turn. Because I was going to Drain Punch the Sylveon, but that's actually a great turn. I could honestly Swords Dance a second time, but that might be a little greedy. We're already at +4 minus the burn. So we're like kind of at like +2. He Salt Cured the wrong person. I would have Salt Cured the Iron Hands because honestly, Iron Hands is like going crazy right now. Like with the Swords Dance combo, like Iron Hands is such a threat right now. I would have totally dimmed the Iron Hands on that. They could go for Wide Guard. If they're, you know, a genius, they go for Wide Guard. Need a little bit of water. That's the tough part. I'm like, if they go for Wide Guard, that's not great. And I can't really do much into Garganacl anyway. I can't do much damage into Garganacl as Arcanine without hurting myself. So, honestly, I'm just going to let them Wide Guard if they Wide Guard. If they Wide Guard, so be it. We're going to go for the Snarl. And that kind of works out for us because ultimately with 2 Intimidates, I think that's at least the first time we're intimidated. We weren't going to do much. Like, I was gonna Flare Blitz in the guard, but like, for what, you know? Let's see. So they're playing a really slow game here, which is a little bit scary, right? It's a little bit scary for sure, because now we're in a weird position where, like, yeah, we can get some HP back and whatnot, but they also have Salt Cure on us now. On everybody. Salt Cure is on everybody. Arcanine could protect. Do they carry protect here? Are they rocking the big Protect the Mundo? I could double into Garganacl, assuming that Arcanine protects. Next turn, though, their Arcanine could actually knock out my Iron Hands, potentially. That's the big problem. I do have other Pokemon in the back. Hold on. Why am I just attacking here? What is Arcanine? Like, Arcanine has nothing to prove here. Arcanine, thank you. Good job. You have nothing left to prove here. And Iron Hands, if Arcanine protects, we're at a not great place. But at the same time, I'm in a weird place where, like, I don't need Garganacl. I don't want to give up my Swords Dance boost either. I need Arcanine to not protect, but also, like, I don't want to go to a Wild Charge into Garganacl because, you know what I mean? Like, that's just gonna kill me even faster. He has Morning Sun instead of Protect. That's actually beautiful for me. Because guess what? I got Drain Punch with a bunch of Swords Dances off. So, I'm gonna stay healthy. I'm gonna stay decently healthy. So, I'm at 140 to 173. Back down to 142. So, they are slowly but surely chipping me. They are slowly but surely chipping me down. Alright, so now I gotta think, what's my win condition? Because Gastrodon is in here. She can do decent damage on both players. I hate to say it, but I think I gotta take out the Arcanine first. They still got Baxcal too. Yeesh. They got quite a few Pokemon in the back, huh? So let's go for the... Is it Earth Power or Muddy Water that's the play? I think Earth Power. Because again, they could still have the Wide Guard, and I don't want to play around with Wide Guard antics. I just don't want to play around with Wide Guard antics. And Muddy Water would have been just as good here, but we get a little bit more singular damage in. I don't think we KO Sylveon from here, though, honestly. 157 up to 184, so, like, we're staying alive. Gastrodon hates that. Oh, no. Gastrodon hates Assault here. So we actually got to Terrestrialize Gastro to avoid the Salt Cures. And it's going to be Terra Fire, which is okay into their team. Actually, Sylveon hates to see a Terra Fire. Sylveon does not want to see another Terra Fire, right? So we're actually okay. We're going to Terra Fire and Muddy Water here. Main reason being is that Sylveon could actually protect itself. I'm going to still go for the Drain Punch in case it does not protect. Because the best option I have is either Drain Punch or Swords Dance. If I Swords Dance, I could put myself in a position to actually lose. But with a Drain Punch, even if they protect, it means that they don't get as much damage in. With the Swords Dance, if they don't protect, then they get a lot of damage in. And yeah, I got a Swords Dance, but they can just hit me the next turn. So... Alright, so Terra Fire Gastro has been going kind of crazy. I love it. Yeah, of course. Of course. Why would they not protect? I couldn't go for the Wild Charge realistically, right? So it was either... Yeah. Probably should have Swords Danced, but that's okay. We're alive. We are alive. We are, in fact, alive. And if we get an accuracy drop, potentially... Of course, why would he not avoid the attack? Why would Garganacl get hit by that? You know, it's Garganacl. Jeez, I need to hydrate on that. I'm like, jeez. Why would he not? I don't know if Muddy Water KOs Sylveon from this distance. Especially it being double targeted. I'm like, I honestly don't even know if it KOs it. Iron Hands is in a weird position because he actually can't recover his health, but he's also at +2 Swords Dance, so like he doesn't want to swap out. Okay, so I probably should have just protected there, but that's okay. That's okay. They don't have Wide Guard, is what I'm assuming here. Yeah, Iron Hands goes down, but there was nothing more I really could have done. I could have swapped in Arcanine, but for what? You know, Iron Hands was going to go down to the next attack anyway, practically. Definitely would have been a good time to use Earth Power, though. Please knock out. Please, come on. Please, come on. Please, come on, Slug. He avoided the attack, too! Yo, the Slug. The Slug game 3 is actually not even kind of close to clutch. Slug game 3 is super non-clutch right now. Super non-clutch right now. Super non-clutch right now. Gah, Slug. Sluggo. Slugoo. Slugoo. Sligoo. Dang, it's so unclutch right now. Oh, man. I can't believe we missed 2 Muddy Waters. There was one Protect where I could have called a little better, but aside from that, I'm like, the 2 Muddy Water misses, man. Arcanine is still going to get another attack in. They could honestly just bob and weave the Sylveon out, though, which would be the best option for them. And if we expect them to bob and weave the Sylveon out, I should probably bob and weave my Arcanine out. That way I can get another Intimidate plus Extreme Speed off later in the game. And at this point, honestly, our Slug is looking kind of Dondozo, right? It's looking kind of Dondozo. Why would they not bob and weave out? There's no world where they don't swap out the Sylveon. There's no world where they don't swap out the Sylveon. Like, they clearly see the extreme speed coming to end out the game for them. Yeah, obviously they swap out the Sylveon. And, you know, like I said, there was like one play in particular where I really could have called their Protect a little harder, but I think they just had a decent team into ours. And I said that in the team preview. I was like, I don't know who exactly I should bring. I think I had like 3 decent options of who I should bring. I went for Muddy Water though, so I'm okay with that. Yo! 3 Muddy Water misses in this game, bruh. 3 Muddy Water misses. I've used it how many times, guys? 3 times. 3 times. One of the times somebody protected and I still missed. Oh my gosh. I've missed more Muddy Waters than targets. Or than, you know, times that I've targeted people. Golly. Big bunions, man. Big bunions here. We got to reflect. We got a light screen. Oh, I should probably checked out my reflect to make sure my reflect was even useful. Okay, good. Our reflect did wear off. Because it's been that many turns. It's been 8 turns, man. Hey, sheesh. Shish kebabs. Grim is going down this turn. And I'm just pained that we missed 3 Muddy Waters and got a crit. Or got critical hit. That might have been the second critical hit this game for all I know. Who knows? I don't like to complain much, but I'm like, jeez. This is rough. This is rough. Ultimately, though, like I said, in the beginning of this game, I knew this was going to be a really hard game for us. And it was going to be one of those games where you have to call every turn correctly. We didn't, straight up. There was 1 or 2 turns in particular I can think of where I was like, could have done better with that turn. But, yeah, so here we are now. I think what we can do is, honestly, Muddy Water again. I really feel like Sylveon just protects itself. I feel like Sylveon protects itself. Problem is what am I going to do against Garganacl, right? I can't do much. I hate to say it, but I really can't do much of anything. So I'm gonna go. I have to Muddy Water because that's my only out. I need them to start missing attacks, and I have to Extreme Speed. I knew they were gonna protect, but it's like I have to do this play. Like I honestly have to. Like I need you to not protect. Like I said that before, I'll say it again. I'm like, I need you to not protect because Garganackle is just gonna recover off its health. Yeah, I mean, what was I gonna do? Psychic Fangs it, Snarl it. It was gonna do this much damage, and it was gonna recover that off, no problem. I had to go for the Extreme Speed because if for some reason on God's green earth they did not go for the attack they should have went for, I could have been able to get the knockout. So now we're about to play a really slow game, guys. If you want, just skip ahead to the end of the video. I'll drop the rental code again. Explain the team again. This was a really great team to use, but right now we're about to play a slow game. We're about to grind it out because I still see a win condition. I have 11 Muddy Waters left. I can still switch up to Earth Power, and if a Muddy Water gets an accuracy drop, if their accuracy fails, you know what I mean, then I can win. So I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna definitely play this out. Gastro takes a decent chunk of damage. I'm probably gonna have to recover next turn. But as long as Muddy Water keeps hitting, like, we're okay. Jesus Christ, we missed our 4th Muddy Water, guys. We missed our 4th Muddy Water this game. We missed number 4 Muddy Waters this game. 4 Muddy Waters this game. 3 minutes till the battle ends. They're just gonna time me out here. They're just gonna time me out. They got Baxcal. Honestly, I think that's GG's. I'm like, I think that's probably GG's right there. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to waste my opponent's time. It's 3-on-1 with 3 minutes left. Like, I just don't believe that I can make a comeback. It's like, yeah, I can kill Sylveon. I don't think... I can't KO Baxcal. I literally cannot KO Baxcal with Muddy Waters. Because it's Dragon type, and I can't KO the... Garganackle, so let's just go ahead and call it quits. I'm glad that our opponent reminded us that they have Baxcal in the back, because I would have tried to run that up. Good attempt. Good attempt, though. Good attempt. All right, guys, so there you have it. That is the team. Again, this is from Jesse Beard's tournament placement at Oceania International Championships. I personally loved the team. I did not use Talonflame a single time. I don't know. Talonflame is an amazing Pokemon. I think that's a perfect set on the Talonflame. Only thing I would like to see is potentially a Focus Sash. But the team was amazing. Arcanine with Assault Vest is just so good. It just stays on the field forever. In all of my games, it was impossible for my opponent to knock out the Arcanine. I brought Gastrodon to every single game as well, and Gastrodon showed out every single game. So I gotta say the Fire Terror type on Gastrodon was amazing. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, comment, or we're looking for the subs. We're trying to grow this channel to the moon and back. And I know I said it before, but thank you guys again for all of the current subscribers, especially if you made it this far in the video. But all right, guys, peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.